This gun responsibility issue is one that we agree on more than we don't. It really is. Look, this should be a nonpartisan issue. This should not be a partisan issue. There is not a Democratic or Republican value in one single act of these shooters. It's not.
The idea that, hey, we all can come together, but it's like, oh, this isn't American values, or there's nothing Democrats or Republicans. Like, yeah, no, what are you talking about? Like, it is so frustrating to hear like these, like that liberal, like borderline centrist kind of talking point to where like, hey, we're all Americans here, and yeah, we disagree on some things, but at our heart, we're Americans, and we're like, shut the fuck up. No, man, no. Like, it is a Republican value. What they did in Uvalde is a Republican value. 100%. Yeah. You know why? Because Republicans will look at that shit and go, damn, that's sad. Anyways, let's go. Let's get those guns. Look at what they're doing. They're politicizing. If they're politicizing, you're capitalizing. You know, put that on a bumper sticker. If the left is politicizing, the right is capitalizing, and that is how the gun industry looks at this shit. I want to be a fly on the wall of the gun industry, a gun industry CEO, like in their most private moments, like a whisper from one board member to the next board member, like the CEO to the CFO or COO, whatever the all the letters are. I want to hear them, because when that hits the headlines and it's Uvalde 19 dead or 21 dead, I guarantee you that these gun manufacturers are like, oh, getting that third yacht, getting that yacht for sure. Especially with a Democratic, yeah, getting that third yacht, because this is what happens. And then of course you get pieces of shit like Tim Pool that are gonna go out there and be like, "I'm buying a gun," because that's all Tim Pool is now on Twitter. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna tweet this thing, look at everybody go nuts and have meltdowns, and like, it's stupid. But the thing is though, even though he's like, you think he's trolling or whatever, that literally is the sentiment. Like, oh, this is it. This is gonna take their guns. And each time there's a shooting, and each time there's a conversation about gun control, gun sales go up. And who is in the pockets of gun lobbies? Who are shareholders in gun companies? Who are board members of gun companies? You know, and it's not a bad thing. They don't hide it because their voters love it. And when this shit happens, it is good for them. Republicans love this. And even like the common citizen, just the average individual who doesn't agree with Democratic Party, honestly, fuck them too. Like the regular person who just votes because, like, no, fuck them. Because think about everything you've had to ignore over the past however long they've been alive. All the shit that you have to ignore. And maybe you have an excuse during the 80s. You know, maybe you could sit there and you can just be kind of fooled by the news that you get to watch 30 minutes a day. And if you come from a household that had extra money to get a newspaper subscription, because if you're broke, you don't have that, right? But your newspaper subscription, your hour a day, and you're like, yeah, traditional values, and drugs are bad. Like, there's no excuse anymore. You got a 24-hour news cycle. You got Wikipedia. Like, people talk shit about Wikipedia, but the fact of the matter is that Wikipedia is sourced. And you don't have to trust the articles written in Wikipedia, but you can scroll down to those links. There is no excuse to be a Republican today. Like, there's something wrong if you are. And I say that with close family that I love. But I am always kind of always disappointed in the things that I know they have to ignore and maybe even agree with, and I kind of force myself to not even go there because I'm like, I don't want that. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think I know them. They literally have the blinders on. I saw a tweet today. I don't know who tweeted it. Shit, it might have been you, Enzo. Where they said it is easier to con a man than it is to convince a man he's being conned. You know? It seems like a buzzword, but it's not. I wish more people would look into what exactly cognitive dissonance actually is. Like what it really is in psychological academic terms. Like what exactly is cognitive dissonance? And it explains. And maybe I use it too liberally, no pun intended. For people that I love. But your brain works to secure like norms that it believes, like frameworks that you've built, because the discomfort that you feel, I don't know the evolutionary reason behind it. I'm sure somebody does. I don't really know, but the discomfort you feel keeps you in that framework. So when you're people like I have to believe that there, at least some of the people that I love, aren't pieces of shit, racist or just literally don't care about dead kids. It's par for course for like Hollywood kind of stuff, right? We see it all the time. Like whenever Hollywood kind of gets involved, they come from a position that is like socially left, but they're all filthy rich, and the elite, right? I mean, I'm glad there's so many of them that are trying to do good, but it's always kind of milquetoast, right? Like, hey, here's a sad story. Yeah, that is a sad story. Let's all come together. This is not who we are, guys. Yes, the fuck it is. Yes, it is exactly who we are. This is America.